following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Thiccness Protection Program. If you don't already know, I am the Thiccness Pro. This is the podcast celebrating body positivity and where adult stars come to open up about whatever the fuck. Now, today I'm excited for this one. I got a lady who's been ever so supportive of what I do and this whole movement from day one, basically. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? I'm Carissma Deluca, aka Rizzi, and I have been in this adult entertainment industry since July of this year, actually.
Okay, so you're brand new with it. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm from Panama City, Florida.
Pardon the interruption, Palm Tree, but this is Pimpin' Palm, the Mackin' emoji. And before we go any further in this interview, I'm gonna need you to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell. Now back to the Thiccness Protection Program.
As Jay Play Hard and TT Pog were just on here, and I know you're real good friends with them, so happy to have you here with me today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. I'm excited.
For sure. So originally, Rizzy, how'd you get started in this business?
I mean, honest to God, it was kind of like just honestly the next move for me. I've been doing plus size modeling and lingerie modeling and scantily dressed modeling for quite some time. And I've always had photographers and people in the business kind of push me, be like, yo, you should next level this, or you should maybe like take this somewhere else. And you know, for a long time, I kind of was like in a relationship and engaged and mom and all the things, you know what I'm saying? So I never really took a time to like think about anything about it for me. And then once all that kind of just started settling down, like I'm not in a relationship anymore. And, you know, my kids are older. So it's like, I've never done anything for myself. And what a better way to kind of open up and come into your single and 40 life by doing something that's super cool. Like it's exhibitionist. It's, you know, you opening the envelope and doing some different stuff. So it's neat.
That's dope. You know, I find it fascinating that, you know, after the whole marriage thing or, you know, serious relationships, kids, working, then it's like finally you reach the point when you're in your 40s and you're like, okay, I can finally do what I want to do.
I mean, honest to God too, like I probably could have been doing whatever I wanted the whole time, you know, but like it just feels like it's a little bit more comfortable of a situation now, you know, because you can explain, I can explain to the kids, you know, hey, mommy's kind of doing some other things right now. Type stuff. And, you know, I had the conversation with my mom and that was really funny. So, you know, my family or the people, well, not all my family, but the people that are important to me, they know.
Mm-hmm. So when you broke it to like your family and the people close to you, how was their response to it?
You know, I have twins that are 22 and, you know, one took it kind of like, and then the other was like, okay, mom, you know, like,
yeah. So you got two from both twins, you got two opposite responses.
Well, they're actually both different sides of the spectrum anyway. One's completely heterosexual and the other is extremely gay.
Yeah.
So,
because we've been kind of getting to know each other through DMs and going live here and there for the past couple of weeks. So you did tell me that you have a gay son and a straight son and they're twins.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're my best friends, honestly. Like, you know, they always have mom's back and, you know, I always have theirs. So
yeah. So when you have kids young and then they grow up and then you're, you know, in your 40s, like kind of still relatively young, is it like, are you like the homie mom? Like how, you know, I'm not just a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. Like how,
yeah,
I know that vibe's got to be pretty chill, right?
It's been like that for like since, you know, like since the beginning, honest to God. Like, although, you know, I had to check one of them yesterday. They came into the bar that I run and they were day drinking yesterday. So they were putting one on and I had to talk to one of them. I'm like, who are you talking? Like, bro, we're friends and all. Like, and I love you and you're my son. But don't make me make you go find your mouth on the other side of the room because I'll do it. Like, you know, so, you know, but like, you know, they know when and where and how and what.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah, they're super dope. They're like the loves of my life. All four of my boys are. Um, but me and the twins, we definitely have a special bond just because we grew up together.
No doubt. Yeah, I'm kind of interested how there's like that peer level, but there's still like, a kid or a son still needs to be checked on some respect shit, no matter what
Yeah,
age.
absolutely. Like you can have both. I have our relationship's always been great. Like we had a pregnancy scare. We had to come out of the closet. Like we had, you know what I'm saying? So that's always been an open door. So I've been really blessed in the fact that they don't have a problem with telling me things. So I feel like that was also another way for me to be like, hey, I got to tell y'all something. And we've always been open. So like, let's do that on this side of the fence too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let mommy be open right now.
No doubt. Okay. So I understand you were born in Pennsylvania, Philly area, and then at some point you moved down to Florida. So what was Miss Rizzy like as a kid? And I'm kind of curious to hear the story behind the movement too.
So I was not a girl. Like I was not a girly girl. I was not
tomboy.
like, yeah, I played softball, I played field hockey, I played tennis. I was one of the first girls on the weightlifting team at Gabi in Tallahassee.
Oh, you're really athletic.
Yeah, like I just was a thick, big girl. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't always a big girl, but like I was always bigger than most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, athletic for sure. I don't even think that I felt pretty till I was like 26 and like well into motherhood. And
what age did you have your first blessing?
My first my first baby?
Yeah.
I was about to be 19.
Okay.
They were born, the twins were born a month before I turned 19 years old. So, but like, so when you get latched into that and you don't have a life and you just jump right into mother, wife, you know what I'm saying? All the things, it is what it is. So, I guess when I got single for the first time as an adult, that's kind of when I started coming into my own and being like, oh girl, you got titties. Oh girl, you got a pretty smile. Oh girl, you got a booty, and I guess I attribute that to like my bartending, because once I stepped into bartending and doing all that at a club level, that's kind of when I came into my own, like accepting being a big, pretty girl.
Right on. So yeah, I understand you've been a bartender and a bar owner over the years. Jay Playhard told me down there in Panama City, that's a pretty big industry in a relatively small town, but it's like the bar, restaurant, hospitality industry is kind of like the thing to be in. So I understand you got a lot of different hustles, like you're an esthetician and you've done some manscaping stuff. Can you speak on how you got into that?
So, when COVID happened, because we're such a resort, restaurant, all that, and we shut a lot of stuff down when COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? I had to find another avenue, and I was always really good at like doing makeup and had a passion for beauty and a passion for the beauty industry. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I take this downtime? I'll just go to school. I don't want to be a bartender forever. Like, which at the end of the day, it's not a bad career because, bro, I'll tell you what, I see some people's checks and I'm like, I don't even know how I could function. But, I wanted to definitely elevate and progress. Like, I'm at the top of the food chain in the city, and it's really not much to speak on, honestly, just because Panama City is so small town. But when you've ran the hip hop club and you run a bar and you've done all the promotion and you've had Rod Wave and you've had, you know what I'm saying, all these people filter through your club and you've done all that stuff, like you just kind of plateau, and that's boring.
Yeah. So you felt like you had done all the like club, nightlife, hip hop, event planner type shit, and then it was like, okay, time for something new.
Yeah, absolutely.
So COVID was like your reset button.
And I was modeling too at the time. I've been a published model too, so I was doing that kind of stuff on the side, and I had stuff like that going on, and I was a part of some like really good body positivity girl groups. So that was cool, but I said, you know what, let me go get an education or something because I need some kind of trade.
And prior to that, did you have any type of like advanced education other than a high school diploma?
Well, I did go to college for like 6 months, after the twins were born, but one of my twins had to have open heart surgery pretty early on in life. And so like school and working third shift at Waffle House and twins and being at Shands for all these appointments and stuff, man, it's just, I couldn't rock it, man. And the women that do and can and figure it out, you know what I'm saying, man, props to y'all, because I remember there was nights where I couldn't even.
It's like mama had to hustle, so all that school shit had to go on the back burner.
All that, like, it's crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Okay. In the interview with Stefan, you talked about doing the penis enhancement thing with I don't even know how to say
hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic acid. Thank you. I wrote it down, but like, there's a difference between writing it down and pronouncing it. Yeah, hyaluronic acid. Yo, how was this another quarantine-born hustle?
Okay, so no, I actually, after I got my aesthetics license, you can do a whole bunch of different stuff to kind of, add on to your license and advance it. And, it's called continuing education. And there was a class offered online through this Georgia spa. So I took it. And it is like, there is penis enhancements out there for men. Now it doesn't give you a bunch of length or anything, but it does make you a little thicker. And it is something that takes more, a little thickness. But it does, and with the thickness, you do get obviously a little bit more length, but you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, like, they got stuff out there for all of us. Girls are getting their lips injected. You guys can now get your penises injected. It's a thing.
I know it's a thing, but just by hearing it, it kind of still sounds like a risky ass procedure. Well, can you shed some light on that?
Okay, so the reason it's not, and it's not like when girls go and get Botox and we're putting, that kind of thing, which shout out to you girls that get Botox, but as a esthetician, I strongly advise against it. It's not like Botox. It's hyaluronic acid, which your body already produces. So you're actually, and it's all in conjunction with water intake too, because that's why water is so important. You drink your water, you have more hyaluronic acid production, your skin doesn't wrinkle as much, things are tighter, collagen produces more. So like it's all tied into one. But obviously if you go get a penis enhancement and you're not drinking water and you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do, it's going to be a for nothing thing.
Yeah. So you got to definitely be taking care of yourself before you go get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Now, I got a segment on here called Skin Deep where I talk about the tattoos on the guests that I admire. But speaking of butt, the butterfly one on your booty is phenomenal. Tell me the story about that.
That was so a bet from my ex-fiance, honest. Not like a bet, but it was like we were laying in bed one day and he was scrolling. I don't know. This was a long time ago. Like this tattoo is like 11 years old. So we were laying in bed. We had been together maybe a couple years. And he's like, man, look at this tattoo on this girl. I said, her booty little though. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and then he was like, man, you couldn't handle that. You couldn't handle that, And I'm like, oh, okay. So I can't handle a booty tattoo, whatever. And so one night he was at work and I called my homegirl and there was a bunch of tattoo artists that used to come into the karaoke bar that I used to work at. And because it was right up the street. So they would get, they get done tattooing and they come and they get fucked up and they drink, go and sing karaoke or whatever. So they come in and this dude, King James, was dope as fuck. Like, and he's a big ass white guy. Like when I say he's a big ass white guy, he's like 6'5" and like wide, like a refrigerator, like Refrigerator Perry,
Linebacker type.
Bigger than a linebacker, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So
shows how much I know about like drafting football players, but continue.
So he was like, man, he's like, I would love to do a big piece on you. And I was like, man, Street told me he doesn't think I can handle a booty tattoo. He said, you would let me tattoo your booty? And I was like, yeah, I'll let you do it, or whatever. So that turned into like, us being all super secretive. And then one night I was just like, fuck it, you got time, I got time, let's go do it.
Today I got time, cuz.
I went incognito for like 5 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my ex was like blowing me up. He was pissed off. I had to pick him up from work or whatever. So I kind of pick him up. He's like, where the fuck have you been? And I'm all like sitting all like super tender on my butt, you know? I'm in the car and I'm just like, oh, you have no idea. And he goes, what is wrong with you? I said, I got a tattoo on my booty. And he goes, no, you did not. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I've been. And he's like, man, let me see. So I got up out of the car and I pulled my pants down and he's like, I didn't think you were serious. And I'm like, you don't like it? And he's like, well, is it going to get colored in? Because at that point, it was just like the stencil, you know what I'm saying? Like the outline. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to get colored in. So about 3.5 months later and 4 sessions later, it was what it was. But it's actually, fun fact, it's still not finished. King James had a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like a week after my last session. And he got to the point, like after the heart attack, he just wasn't able to tattoo and he moved to Pensacola. So it's kind of just, you can't tell unless you like, but yeah.
Unless you're like really studying it, you can't tell that it's incomplete.
Right, yeah.
So once you get a tattoo like that, do you have to have the plastic wrap on your butt?
So yeah, like I had to have like, so the way he wrapped me was kind of dope though. Like he wrapped me like from the side to get one booty cheek, like around, you know what I'm saying? And then wrap the other side to get the other booty cheek or whatever. And then just wrap me around. And I kind of just had to be like that for like a day, you know? So like spandex and like lycra and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? I had to like, that was what I was wearing for, you know, months. Cause after every session, it's tender spaces, you know what I'm saying? So.
That is a hell of a story. Well, I saw last night you went to like get some more work done. So was that still on the same cheek?
No,
or the same spot? No.
So that's like thigh work.
Ah, okay.
So that got done. And then he put color in my roses.
Those are hot, yeah. Color in the roses.
You know, Exxxotica's coming up, so I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be on point.
Nice, yeah. Now with you being less than 6 months into, you know, the full-on adult business, you got Exxxotica coming up. Have you been to any other like conventions or events?
No, I haven't. This is my first one. I'm really excited. I'm blessed. I'm grateful to Platinum Pussy and Carrie's Closet and the I Heart BBW. Super dope.
Dope.
I'm excited.
Should be a fire networking opportunity.
Not just that, but like all the girls that are in the curvy BBW fashion show, this like are rock stars, bro. Like I feel honored, honest to God, to be even in the mix of some of these girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try not to fangirl.
So what exactly do you do like, when you go to an Exxxotica? Do you have a booth or do you like get to participate in these events? Like, break it down to me.
So dope. I don't really know because it's my first time, but I know from what we've been told.
Okay.
So I will be at the Carrie's Closet booth at Exxxotica, and I will be working some hours in the booth. So stop by and see us. Also, me and Big Cherry will be a human banana split at the Carrie's Closet booth at Exxxotica. So you can come by and get you a taste of some ice cream and come check us out in that situation.
Right. Because I see your clips with the ice cream. I'm like, sticky stuff.
So I did that yesterday for promo, and I had a good time doing it. It was by myself. It's like, I'm fun, like super weird. I'm weird when I have to do by myself cam work.
Really?
But
you
like,
feel more comfortable with another person?
Yeah, but when there's people around, I'm fine. I'm naked. It's cool. I don't care. But like when it's just an intimate, me, like a TikTok or like doing promo and stuff, I get all weird and act like everything's weird. I don't know.
That's different, you know.
That is different.
So let me ask you this. What the first time you did hardcore, what was that experience like?
You know, the first time I filmed on camera, was with Jay. And, we'd known each other so long that it wasn't a scary moment for me. I was comfortable. When I first shot with Desperate Amateurs, and it wasn't just an intimate, you know what I'm saying, like scene like that, I was a little nervous, but I wasn't as nervous as I thought I would be. My very first porn scene was with professional, was with Desperate Amateurs, and it was Jay and Betty Brickhouse.
Well, I definitely know Jay, obviously, but I don't know Betty Brickhouse off the top of my head. But given
Betty's
that,
dope.
Okay, cool. Given that you've known Jay for many years and he was the first guy you filmed with on camera, had y'all had sex before that, like off camera?
Not off camera, no.
Okay, so it's like a guy you've known for years. It's like, okay, now we're gonna film porno together.
Yeah, kind of. It was kind of like, and funny thing is, our exes dated each other too. So that's kind of.
Oh, you really are in a small town.
I mean, I don't know if it was a dating situation, but it was definitely they definitely hooked up.
Interesting. Yeah, so it kind of doesn't bother you that, like, you live in a small area, everybody knows about you, knows what you do. Is it kind of like, oh, everybody knows Rizzy from this bar, from this thing,
So
and now from the internet?
It's funny because a lot of people still don't know what's going on with me.
Really?
Yeah, because I still have my other Instagram page, and only some people have read between the lines. Not everybody is like, to be honest, I'm surprised. But, and if people do know, you know what I'm saying, they haven't made it a big deal or said blah, 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 XYZ. However, I do have a wax client that came in last Saturday and she said, so, Rizzy the BBW baddie, huh?
Were you like busted, or were you like, hey, secret's out?
I was like, oh, you followed, huh? She's like, I am so proud of you. She's like, that's dope as fuck. Yeah, she was dope.
Found out Peter Parker was Spider-Man. That's lit. Or Spider-Woman. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, and then it's like, I play pool a lot. So a lot of my pool buddies, you know what I'm saying, my league buddies, they kind of know, because when we were in Vegas shooting in the World Championship of Pool, I disappeared a lot. Because I was shooting scenes while I was shooting pool.
Yeah. And when you disappear in Vegas, like, people can either get nervous or just think, what happens in Vegas?
Oh man. So I have my old business partner, the one I used to run the club with, is on that pool team. Mm-hmm. And he hit me up and he was like, yo, where the fuck you been? Like, everybody, like, because after we lost, I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go make, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. Like, I'm in Vegas, I need to
get more money.
Right, not even that, it's just there were so many big names out there that were willing to shoot with somebody that knew. And so I have a lot of those scenes in my pocket, like in my holster. I ain't even dropped them. And that, like, that's dope. So I'm gonna stack it and release it when I feel the need and do what I gotta do.
Absolutely, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, well, every hardcore scene or piece of content I've seen from you, boy, girl, has been with Black male talent. So I love to ask this one. What is it about the brothers that you enjoy working with or dealing with so much?
Okay, so this is a fun fact about Rizzy. The only white man I've ever been with in my life is Thor.
Really?
Yeah, and I hadn't started doing porn yet. So this was like a year ago last August. He had just always followed my modeling page. He saw that I was in town and he was like, he kind of talked to me aggressively and it kind of turned me on. And I was like, I've never had a white man talk to me like this before. I kind of like it. And then what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and then apparently gets talked about all over the internet, I guess.
So was that a shoot with Thor, or was it an off-camera thing?
No, it was an off-camera thing.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's down with the thickness. So yeah, eventually I'll probably interview Thor.
Yeah, he's super dope. He's actually funny as fuck.
I bet. Shout out to him. I bet he has some crazy stories. So in your interview with King of BBWs, you also said, I'm wifey material and I still feel single as fuck. I don't want to get married. Can you speak on a little bit on that a little bit? Excuse me. Like, what made you feel that way?
You know, my last relationship really, I don't want to say jaded because that means, I know. Hi, Zai. Say hi to everybody.
Say hi to the Thiccness Protection Program, Zai.
I don't want to say like jaded because that sounds like a forever thing, but it's very possible that I am. You know, my ex and I decided that we weren't going to be together about 2 months before we were supposed to be married. So to have to go through what I went through and the healing process in a small town, trying to figure out who I was as an individual, because I had never been that. It's been a really long ride for me. And I feel like I've given my all to 2 men who never really deserved it. So, because, you know, I was with my kid's dad for 10 years. I was with my ex for 11. That's all I've ever really dated. And I'm 41 years old. That's crazy. So like, I might not ever get married. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I have been. And I feel like that when I was there and I was doing all the right things and I wasn't cheating and I was doing the cooking, the cleaning, the kids and the things and the job, and I'm a hustler and I've always been bringing in bread too. Sometimes I've been the breadwinner while being the queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sick of that shit. You know, and to be honest, like, now that I'm in this business, I'm gonna have to be with somebody that's a little extracurricular. Like, I like to have a threesome. I like both of them. I like to be with 2 men and I want to be with 2 women. I'm not really a pussy eater, but I'll play. I like making out with girls. I'll bring her home for my man. But like, I'm the type, I want to be like Passion Jones. Let me get a husband and a boyfriend. Can we all live together?
No doubt. I think that just the way the world is going and the way like relationship constructs have been, you know, about now you got these DMs and, you know, there's more evidence of people doing dirt and nothing is sacred anymore. I just feel like, you know, it opens up to like more things that you're doing, like swinger type things and more open relationships. And I kind of feel like, you know, shout out to whoever's like, you know, trying to do traditional marriage and do right by their spouse. Okay.
Yeah,
all that's great. But I feel like, you know, just the way the world's going is like more of these, it's more of a situation type thing than, you know, a traditional thing nowadays for people. What do you think about that?
I just think that if in order to be in a relationship, everybody's gonna have to be fucking honest, man. And like, you talk about honesty and you talk about the things that you're supposed to be doing in a relationship, but like, you know, that's not really, there's Snapchat, there's all these things that allow you to be sneaky and do things. Because even if you're talking to a girl, you know, your chick don't like, that's cheating. You know, like, you go holler at Becky Sue and Becky Sue and your bitch don't fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. So like everybody does fucked up shit is my point. And like, if you're not going to be honest about the things that you're doing, like, it's not even worth being in a relationship, man. Like, for real. Like, I do love how I see some of the porn couples though. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple, you know, a dude hit me up to do a collab and I was like, yeah, you know, like, I could be down for that. And he said, well, it's cool because my wife films it for us. And nice. You get a female's perspective. And you know what? That don't make me uncomfortable either as a, you know, a co-talent. Because like, that means that she's not going to be upset when she sees what he's got going on camera because she's filming it.
Well, I just wish there were more couples like that, you know, like a Kimmy Kaboom and her husband Daryl, or like Adam 22 and Lennon the Plug, who are like, you know, yes, strong couples with like children and like a loving family, but, you know, like, yeah, they can, you know, have a threesome or have an orgy for content.
yeah, I mean, inevitably, hopefully, one day I will be able to settle down and figure that out and figure out what that is for me. I mean, I still have a wedding dress in my closet that I ain't worn yet, but that's probably going to be used for other things in the future.
Oh, I can only imagine. Now, when it comes to like friendships and swinger relationships, do you find that the people like you work with or you're intimate with, you could still have a good friendship with too?
I mean, I'd like to think so. I'm sure jealousy and things and stuff like that, you get clouded. I'm sure there's certain people that, you know, it eventually you just don't get along or whatever. You go your separate ways. And I mean, I feel like that's all fine too, because it's all about personal growth. You know, if you grow away from people, then you grow away from people. So, you know, whatever it is, like, I think that the swinger lifestyle and the porn lifestyle and them mixing, I think that gets messy, you know, because then, you know, you talk about their religion's condoms and ours is testing. So, you know, it's like that's clouded for me a little bit.
Clouded. Yeah. Yeah, it is a little bit of a blurred line, because do you think like, you know, people who are in the business don't really have any romantic relationships or sexual relationship unless it's, you know, a booking time type thing with people from the square world?
So I literally have had sex off camera one time since July.
Wow. Okay.
And it, you know, it was whatever for me or whatever. And I, you know, I did use condom. Well, 2 condoms. I just, you know, I just feel like I have to move different now. And I'm not saying everybody does. You know, I'm sure there's still people that have extracurricular sex and extracurricular life and do everything that they're supposed to do or whatever and make sure everybody's safe. But right now, I'm not in a relationship anyway. And when I shoot, to me, that's enough sex for me to figure it out. So I don't really need that. What are you doing?
He's looking for that lollipop.
He's so nosy.
It's funny. I used to tell people like, oh, no TV on, no other people talking, no pets. And then like you got a dog and then Rose D. Kush had her cat. And I'm like, it kind of adds for like a little fun, cute distraction, honestly. So I'm like, I kind of like allowing it.
Hi, what are we talking about? He's like, he wants to talk too.
Wolf thickness.
He's fucking crazy. He's a brat, actually. But yeah, like I just the mixing and then the situations and the stuff, you know, because then you'll get people that'll hit you up and they'll be like, I want to film with you. And I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll look at their thing and I'm like, you're not a content creator, you're a swinger.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the same thing, baby.
You're not established male talent. So it's like, you obviously have a good eye for like who's actually going to make some content and who's actually in the business and who just wants to get some pussy.
Yeah. And then also, you know, there's still companies that I want to work with.
Right.
So, you know, like if I'm doing a whole bunch of content with people that are not really established and aren't really out there, and you know, a lot of these content creators don't even want people to know who they are.
Yeah. So you're not really, value doesn't get added to your resume if you're shooting with Joe Schmo.
Right.
I dig it.
Now, if it's Joe Schmo and I'm attracted to him and I want to go out on a date with him, then yes, maybe, but then I'm not going to film it. You know what I'm saying? Like you, and then it trips me out too, because people will be like, yo, get me in the industry. And I'm like, bro, I just got in the industry. Like, I can't get you in the industry. And that's like a horrible question to even ask somebody, like, hey, come fuck me so I can get famous. Like,
that's got to be a trip to hear. Like, hey, get me in the industry. Chloe Klein was talking about that. How some people hit her up, be like, I want to get into the business and you're going to be my point of entry. Like, what? Like, yo, I just got here.
You know what else is funny?
Yeah.
You see a lot of these, you know, the big girls are the wave, right? Stick down with the thickness.
Yep, you get it.
You see these, there's some male talent that don't never shoot with BBWs, and then they hit you up and I'm like, nah, you ain't finna ride my wave.
Nah, because I think they want to taste test at a big girl before they shoot with one, maybe. Is that the case?
Or no, they want to shoot, like, but they want to, like, and I'm like, nah, like, you don't shoot with BBWs, like.
Oh, Well, has anybody who's tried to shoot with you be like, oh, I want you to be my first BBW?
Yes.
Okay. So are you
now,
are
if
you
you
not
come
feeling
at me
that
like,
when they
but yes, but if you come at me like that, that's okay. Don't be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then when I look on all your stuff, I don't see no big girls. What you talking about? You don't. What do you, where? Show me. There's none. Oh, okay.
So how often do you shoot?
So cool, fun. So actually, I did my talent test ran out back in August. I shot with my last shoot was with Don Grammer, and I actually shot with Gemini Teddy Bear when I went down to Orlando. And shout out to both of them because they are super dope, humble, cool guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if there's any content creators out there and you were like thinking about shooting with somebody that's got like cool vibe, that's not, those two gentlemen are definitely two guys that they're really dope. So, do that, make that move or whatever. And they're great co-talent. Don's really good with the camera too. Like, he moves it, we stop, he does things, good stuff. So, but funny thing, Davina Rains and Holly Huntress, we all live in the Panhandle. And I guess Mr. Semaj decided that he is wanting to come into town this weekend. So we're all going to go do some content here in about an hour. I'm going to leave here with you, and then I'm going out to the beach. We got a condo, and we're going to go film some stuff. It'll be my first time meeting Semaj. I've heard some good things about him, so I'm excited about that. I do know
Semaj. I need to get him on here. We've been kind of talking. I wanted to get at him, just for some networking and some fellowship stuff. But
and I swear to
shout
God,
out to him.
I swear to God, I thought about calling you and being like, you know what? Maybe I should do this interview from the condo so you could see him. You know what I'm saying? There would be more interaction, but.
Well, tell you what, you can go live. Like, let me know when you're with him, and then go live, and then just introduce me.
Well,
if that's the thing.
Instagram won't let me be great. They cut my live off.
Oh, damn.
I posted a little bad picture, I guess.
Yeah. On the Palm page a couple weeks ago, I called somebody a bitch in the comments, and then they grounded me for about 3 weeks.
I'm mad because I feel like I'm not going to be able to go live at Exxxotica now.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like, porn stars' Instagrams are constantly getting taken down because of various violations, and now the algorithm's getting very smart where they're like reading the words, like if you use the word escorting or certain words, they're gonna block you. Danica Denali kind of said it feels like they're targeting BBWs because when there's more skin to show, you're more likely to get a nudity flag. What is your take on that? Do you feel like BBWs are being targeted?
It's not as bad on Instagram as it is on TikTok. But yes,
oh yeah,
I feel like we're definitely targeted. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and even, I'm just going to say this too. Like, we were told to not send scantily dressed photos for our pictures for Exxxotica. Okay. But why did I just see pasties and boob bras and like, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, don't send scantily clad photos for your pictures for Exxxotica. A porn convention doesn't want scantily clad photos. That's like saying a restaurant doesn't want you in your chef uniform.
Right, but if you see all the, I'm just saying, if you take notice and you see the BBW girls, most of us have our clothes on.
Yeah, me personally, sometimes I like to see the body with clothes on. There's something about seeing like somebody stripped from like their normal street clothes to like whatever. I mean, lingerie is hot too, don't get me wrong, but like there's something about seeing like a regular ass outfit get taken off to like.
Now, I do agree with you on that. I mean, and a striptease is always hot. Like,
yes.
Honest to God, like, who doesn't love a good striptease? I actually did. They have like a striptease pole class here that me and a couple of my girlfriends have taken. So that's super fun.
That sounds hella cool. So nowadays, between shooting content, OnlyFans, esthetician, penis injections, the bar stuff, if you're still doing that today, what is your main source of income?
The bar.
Okay. How long
It's a
has,
bar.
and you're the owner?
No, I don't own this bar. The bar that I did have a managing partnership with was the club that I ran, the hip hop club. And then I just, it was just too much, you know. When you're in a small city and you expect people to pay $60 for a ticket to a concert they don't want to pay, you know. Same people go to Tallahassee or Jacksonville and pay $85 to go get into a concert, but they won't do it here.
And your club would be
So it's
booking like rappers and stuff?
Oh yeah, like we had some pretty great people. Like I said, I had Rod Wave when he was like a baby.
Okay.
He wasn't even able to drink when he came into the club. And by the way, he is such a very nice young man.
Shout out to Rod Wave.
That's the one thing that he definitely sticks out to me about him. Mike Smith, another very nice young man. I had Tokyo Vanity. We had Chaotic.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, we've had some dope people.
And it's all, is it mostly artists out of the Florida scene?
Yeah, you know, because you got to catch them. We're not rich, so we had to catch them on the go-betweens, you know, like the in and outs.
So you be supporting like a lot of local hip hop?
Absolutely.
I love that.
You know, that used to be a big deal for us. We would have the local artists. They would come, they perform before, you know, open or whatever. We used to have an open mic night where they would come and they'd be judged. I don't know if you know TJ's DJs from Florida. So he's real big in finding talent, especially in the Florida area. He's definitely made a lot of connections for like Trick Daddy, Rick Ross. He does like a little, you should probably follow him on Instagram. I haven't followed him on my new page, and I really, you know, once I got out of the club scene or whatever, I haven't really checked him out lately, you know. So, but he used to be real big. Like he'd have like DJs send him music, or not DJs, but artists send him music or whatever, and they would live stream it on his show, and then he would critique it online, like on live. Dope.
That's dope. Yeah, that sounds like something. I've done similar things with Palm, but that sounds like something I should regularly do. So yeah, I definitely want to tap in with that guy TJ's DJs.
Yep, he's super dope.
Sure. I love when both these worlds collide, like, you know, the Palm side and the Thiccness Protection Program.
Well, it's so funny because I see like some people like Keith Chief and like King Louie and shit. I'm like, damn, they're doing porn now? Like, what the fuck?
Chief Keef does porn now?
Maybe somebody was just tagged as his name or something.
I don't know, but Lil D, I didn't know Lil D raps. Like, you know, the porn star, that young cat. I don't know where he's from, but like he put out a music video. He was like spitting.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I get why the worlds connect.
Yeah. I mean,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of the video vixens are like,
I mean, to get this podcast started, it was always hip hop that like led me to porn stars.
I believe that though. It makes sense.
No, it's very regular. One question you kind of swerved on me from, so we got to bring it back to this, is like, okay, obviously black men are mostly your type with the exception of Thor.
Okay.
So it's like, have you always been like, you know, the one snowflake around black people?
Yes. And more so the accepted white person around.
What are you snacking on, by the way? High energy trail mix. I've never had somebody eat on here, so it's kind of curious.
Starving. I haven't eaten all day. I went to the gym. I'm nursing a tattoo. I gotta go shoot in like 45 minutes. The black man for me is more of a demeanor, a presence. I'm such a strong, domineering woman. It takes a strong, domineering man to get my attention. And it's not that I'm unattracted to white men. There's lots of white men I'm attracted to. They're just not your standard white man. Like, it would be like, if I wanted to see a white guy, it would be like a guy that's tatted up, huge, 6'2", big chest, big hands, probably drives a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? He'd have to be very
really tough. Yeah, Big Brad. Yeah.
Black men for me are broader. You know, okay. I could date I can date a Dennis the Menace black man or, your street dude. But I'm not, at this point, I'm not dating. So it doesn't matter. Will I shoot content with white performers? Probably. I'm not race specific as far as that goes. As long as it makes sense for both of us, then yes. If it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make dollars, and I don't want to do it.
DJ Quick, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Period.
All right, Rizzy, it's time to do Down in the DM. What is your craziest, funniest, most out-of-pocket DM or email that you can recall?
Oh, that's a good one. Crazy.
Yeah, just like outrageous. Like, what?
Oh. Somebody wanted me to puppy train them.
Puppy train.
And being new, I didn't know anything about it.
I don't know what that implies.
Yeah. What do you think it implies?
Does it mean like you treat them as if they're a dog?
Yes. And you make them mess on the floor, and then you have to tell them to.
Damn, I'm speechless. It was a man, I'm assuming.
Yes.
He like lifts one leg up to piss on the floor, and you spank it and say, "No, Doss."
We didn't get that far because I said no.
Oh, decline to accept.
Listen. To each its own. I have fetishes. I have things. You know what I'm saying? And that's your thing. That's great. I am not into humiliating people. I don't like to dick shame. I'm not one of those girls that you can send a dick pic to and I'll be like, oh, it's so little and ugly and I fucking hate it. And how do you fuck people with that? I don't want to do that.
Do you get a lot of dick pics randomly in your DMs?
Oh my God, so many. You know what I think I'm going to start doing though? I said this to my fucking girlfriend the other day. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start saving them and make a collage.
That reminds me of like at the end of Superbad where they show like all the dicks that he used to draw.
That's funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make just a collage of penises that are unsolicited dick pics collage.
Vicky Plush told me like whenever she sees a dick pic in her DM, she'd send her one back that she'd previously seen. Like, here's a bigger one.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start doing that. Thank you so much, Vicky.
Shout out to Vicky Plush.
Thank you, Vicky Plush.
Another porn star Pisces from state of Florida. Well, she's from Puerto Rico, but she lives in Florida
too.
Oh yeah. I used to not like Pisces, but some like y'all have grown on me. Very sweet.
We are dope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt.
We're water symbols. We go with the flow. You guys just people block our flow.
You can't block the flow. It's just like, I thought that Pisces were very sensitive and then also at the same time very like, yes, no. But,
oh no, I'm definitely sensitive. I will cry.
Yeah, I dealt with a crying ass Pisces in my day, and that was not pleasant.
But you know what's crazy is I'm a cute crier. I don't get like all ugly and weird. I get like, oh my God, she's crying. Let me go help her.
The tissue. No doubt. Yeah, crying and needs an assistant. Do you need a hug? Yes, you need a hug.
A hug. Thank you.
Right. Well, I got one last question. It's an Instagram question. They said, and you've kind of danced on this one a little bit, but what is your type of man? Instagram wants to know.
You know what's crazy? I haven't even shot with my type of man. I'm a chubby chaser.
Really? So am I. No kidding.
I am. I'm down with the thickness also. No, I love big men. Because I don't want to be the big spoon. Doesn't feel good. So like, honest to God, ideal man, 6'2", dad bod, tattoos, beard, has his shit together, and isn't vanilla.
Well,
and is smart. I need smart too, because I'm a sapiosexual.
I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". My shit's in progress, and then that's like.
Oh, are you single, boo?
Like a dollar bill, y'all. This is by choice
that.
too. I feel like I'm in season 3 of a series of situationships. And
That's
like,
fucking funny, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Go Birds.
Oh dear. Yeah, your Eagles put a hurting on my Vikings on Monday. But it is what it is, because we're not gonna do too great anyway, because Kirk Cousins ain't shit.
Well, listen, we had to deal with him quite a lot in the NFC East. We've seen his falters quite a bit.
I'll be super honest with you. You know, I'm a very, 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 very casual sports fan. It's more my dad who's like the sports fanatic. Like that nigga will watch NFL, NCAA, NBA, golf, Olympics, racing, like baseball, Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like everything.
You know what?
So
I watch a lot of sports too.
You know, if the homies want to watch the Laker game, I'm like, all right, bet I'm with it. Or the Super Bowl, love to watch that. I like to just keep up with scores because, like, you know, I work in customer service. So, like, when people walk in with team shit, I could just fuck with them a little bit. So, to, like, you know, mess with people's teams and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm like, you know, I'll be telling people I'm in my own underground hip-hop, indie music, BBW, porn star, Nintendo, Sega Dreamcast world.
I love Nintendo.
Hey, for real?
Here we go.
I do.
What's your favorite Nintendo franchise?
What do you mean? Like the games?
Yeah, like series. Like, is it Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, Smash, Splatoon, like Animal Crossing? What
it
is
would
it?
have to be Mario Brothers. And I love Super Nintendo because of Yoshi's World.
Oh, sweet. I actually have, this is dangling from my ceiling, but okay. I actually have, can you see it? This fuse bead piece was made by a black artist named Neil. I bought it a couple of years ago off of him. Yeah, so there's a black artist, like, fuse beaded this. I got one of Sonic and Tails too. You know, I'm a 90s baby, so you know, I love my Nintendo and my Sega and Crash Bandicoot, PS1 shit. Right. Well, Rizzy, this was a pleasure. I like how, you know, we're both free spirits, so we can kick it all over the place. Let people know where they can follow you and check out all your content at.
So the easiest way to find me is to go on Instagram at Rizzy_DABBW_baddie, IE. And all my links are in my bio. You can find my many vids, my OnlyFans, my FetLife, all my things. Snapchat. Although, if you get on my Snapchat, please don't annoy the shit out of me every day. I post pretty much every day on Snapchat, and people just want to talk. Like, that's not what it's there for. If you want to just view my life, that's what Snapchat is there for.
Part of me is like, people still use Snapchat. I'm like, but I, for one, still enjoy some of the features that Snapchat has.
I do too. And it keeps my, like, so like I have a lot of my OnlyFans people go on are like Snapchat premium members, because usually I include the two.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they get to see all different stuff, because stuff that I don't post on OnlyFans, I post on the Snapchat, so they get kind of the best of both worlds.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I still so people can, like, is it through Snapchat that you can have your buy-in subscriber thing, or do they like cash app you the rate and then you add them?
They'll like send me, so they cash app me or Venmo me or whatever, and then a lot of times I'll send them, like, when they're, especially if they subscribe for like the year, I'll just throw in my OnlyFans.
Okay.
And then they don't have to make a thing for ManyVids. And then they can actually buy, when my videos on ManyVids, which hasn't happened yet because I'm still so new. But once these videos get slow, then I'll put those on OnlyFans and clips of those and be able to buy the full videos on OnlyFans.
Okay, you got the BBW bundle. Cool. Yeah, it's sales. All right. Well, Rizzy, thank you so much for getting down with the thickness today. Everybody, this has been Thiccness Protection Program. You can follow us on Instagram, follow me on Twitter at Thiccness Pro, and youtube.com/PalmOfficial, and Thiccness Protection Program on Spotify. All right, Rizzy, thank you so much for getting down with the thickness. We out. Bye.